Edvinas, welcome to tronblock.com. Can we start this conversation and ask you to provide the key reasons and benefits for PMI following the acquisition of Swedish Match?
Hello, and thank you for having me here. Probably I have to step a couple of steps back before I will explain your question. First of all, if we look at the international tobacco industry, we can clearly see it is very, very consolidated industry, and industry has been driven through the consolidation because simply it is very regulated industry. There are specifics of the key drivers within the industry. So obviously the players in the industry look for the growth opportunities, and one of them, as you know, it is the transformation of the industry. It is offering to the adult smokers new products which are less harmful than cigarettes. And from that perspective, Philip Morris already made very clear that the future of Philip Morris is in smoke-free products, and we intend to build the future without cigarettes. And we are building the portfolio of the products which are smokeless and less harmful for the smokers. From that perspective, Swedish Match is a very similar company. They have the similar portfolio of the products. The vision of the future, it is very similar, very aligned with Philip Morris. So from that perspective, it was a perfect match between these two companies, which see the future exactly the same, which prepare the products, which are different products, whereby Philip Morris has a strength in electronically heated tobacco products. At the same time, Swedish Match, it's a wonderful company with the long history, with more than 100 years of history, which is now the leading in the oral nicotine products category. So from the portfolio perspective, from the vision perspective, this was, I would say, a perfect match between these two companies.
So it's quite clear that there is a genuine mutuality of interest, vision and direction within the business. What benefits and changes are consumers likely to see, though?
Obviously, consumers will see the change in the variety of the products which will be offered by Philip Morris. We will offer several platforms, starting with electrically heated products like Illuma, vaping products like Weave platform, and also modern oral nicotine products like Zyn. So, as I mentioned earlier, every consumer wants to have a variety, and merger between Philip Morris and Swedish Match, it's a perfect solution to provide consumers with the broader variety of the products on one hand, but going beyond the consumer, I think it is also a benefit for both companies, Philip Morris and Swedish Match, to merge the efforts in developing new products. Because on one hand, Philip Morris has history and very substantial amount already invested money. As you know, Philip Morris invested more than $10 billion into the development of the reduced risk products. Similarly, Swedish Match has decades of the product research and the millions of dollars invested into R&D. So combining together efforts of these two companies, we are creating a champion in the industry in development of the new products which are better than cigarettes. And obviously, both Philip Morris and Swedish Match have the same vision: converting every smoker who decided not to quit to convert them into the better products than cigarettes, providing them with the smokeless products.
Nicotine pouch, though, seems to be a uniquely Nordic thing. I mean, How do you envisage an expanded distribution into the global domestic and travel retail markets?
Indeed, the oral nicotine products category, at this point of time, it is most popular in Nordic countries and also in US. This is probably driven historically by the prevalence of the oral tobacco products in these geographies. However, at the same time, even though historically that was the geographical preference, yet we see a very strong interest from tobacco and nicotine consumers in other geographies. And already before this merger, Swedish Match expanded their presence geographically. So they had entered in quite a few markets. And I think that the merger between Philip Morris and Swedish Match is going to work very well, helping to popularize the category in other markets. So we know that Philip Morris is present in more than 160 markets in the world. At the same time, Swedish Match strength was always in the Nordics and in the US. So again, coming back to your earlier question about the benefits, it is absolutely clear that Philip Morris will be a big help to popularize Swedish Match products across the globe.
I get that. As I understand it, the 2022 figures show that oral smoke-free products represent some 2% of the global nicotine industry. I mean, what then are your growth projections given the global opportunities that you've just espoused?
Look, our objective is to convert every smoker into the user of smoke-free products. So even though smokeless nicotine products category accounts for 2% today of the total tobacco usage, I think there is a huge opportunity of 98% to convert every smoker into the smokeless product, be it Swedish Match portfolio, be it Philip Morris, be it Illuma, be it our vaping products, Weave platform, or be it Zim.
You've mentioned having a multi-platform of product available. What can global travel retail expect from you? Will they see a widened product portfolio?
Absolutely. Travel retail is a specific channel for Philip Morris. Obviously, that's a channel where we have commercial success, we do business, we have sales, but on the other hand, this is a very special channel from the brand building perspective and also from the consumer education perspective. So our objective is to expand our multi-category presence globally in travel retail. We already made some steps. So obviously, combining efforts of Swedish Match travel retail team with Philip Morris travel retail paid already some benefits for all of us. We work together very closely in Dubai. Swedish Match entered into Dubai duty-free prior even to the merger. So the product was there, and since beginning of this year, team worked very, very closely, putting Zim to the next level of commercialization, visibility to the consumers, educating consumers about the new category and the benefits of the product, but also expanding further. We added up, since middle of the year, we added our vaping products, our Weave platform. So today in Dubai duty free, on the top of our cigarette portfolio, we have modern oral categories in, and we have also obviously our electronically heated platform Illuma, and also a vaping category, vaping platform Weave. So we can offer to adult nicotine users the full spectrum of the products. And obviously, every conversation with the adult nicotine users starts with, what do you use? What are your needs? What are your preferences? And what can we offer? And then we can give them an advice about different products, benefits of these products. We are introducing new categories to them, and we clearly see the results. We see that more than 20% of the buyers in Dubai duty-free, they are buying multi-category. They are buying several categories. So essentially, it's a benefit for the users. It's a benefit for the operator, and it's a benefit for our company because we are catering the needs of the nicotine users much better than before.
Dubai Duty Free is just one example. Obviously, you're trying to build awareness of oral-free products, and I understand the growth has been extraordinary. And I'm sure you'll give me a figure anytime soon on that. But do you see travel retail as being just building awareness for the product line, or do you see it as being the heartbeat for developing a genuinely robust business?
You asked a few minutes ago about the potential of the growth of the modern oral nicotine products, and you mentioned that they account only for 2% of the total nicotine usage. So you can clearly see that probably more than 90% of the nicotine users, they have very little information about this category. So obviously, travel retail is a perfect channel to build awareness. So from that perspective, our conversation with adult nicotine users starts with, do you know anything about this category? So our primary objective is to inform them about the existence of these products, about their benefits, and especially in the travel retail, in the airports, whereby within probably half an hour or 1 hour, any of these users will be on the plane, and they will not be able to use neither cigarettes, nor electronic cigarettes, nor Illuma. But on the plane, they can use Zyn. So it's a perfect product for the travel retail. It's a perfect channel to educate nicotine users about the category and the benefits.
Let's move on. Where do you actually start other than the Nordic region and the USA, where you've got some real strengths? What other territories are being targeted now, and why?
So as I mentioned, Swedish Match, even prior to the merger, moved into several markets. So we are exploring how can we combine our efforts in those locations. But beyond that, we have the rest of the world where we will go together, where we will expand our categories, and we will build our brands together. So just for the next year, we have in our plans more than 10 markets where we will come with the Zyn brand.
So what about the challenges? After all, are you not asking many retailers to change their mindset and tobacco sales category approach with products such as Zyn? I mean, cultural acceptance differs by country too, of course, doesn't it? I mean, the UAE, for example, offers a sharp contrast to the USA.
Indeed. As I mentioned at the very beginning, the tobacco category is undergoing massive change. There's a massive transformation of the category. First of all, shifting from historically accepted smoking products like cigarettes into the smokeless, technology-driven, science-proven products. And obviously that changes, first of all, consumer preferences. With the education of the consumers, their preferences definitely changing, and that forces to change retail partners as well. So obviously we see that retail partners, they are very open to innovation. Especially I can mention the biggest operators be it Dufry or now Avolta, Heinemann, Lagardère. They definitely see that consumer preferences are changing and they are expanding offering to the nicotine users beyond cigarettes. And they clearly see that this category is going to grow. It is growing year on year, and it is going to continue growing. And we need to change not only retail preferences, but we have to have a communication and have a dialogue with the airports, that our airports should start seeing that, because if I look at the average airport, there is an infrastructure for the smoker. But if I, being a smoker, switched into the new category, be it Illuma, for example, I have no place where to use that product in the airport. I am forced to go to the smoking room, which is completely illogical. I am choosing the product which is better for me, but I cannot use it. There is no infrastructure for that, and I am forced to go back to the smoking room. It is insanity.
Unless, of course, you decide to sponsor your own airport lounges in the white space they've got available. That's got to be a consideration.
That is one of the considerations, but we would like to have that dialogue with the airports, and we would like to see the openness from their side that society is changing, the preferences of the nicotine users are changing, and they have to accommodate infrastructure to cater those changes.
I think it's good that you're leading from the front here, and I hope some airports who are watching this actually respond in kind in some way. They are generally quite slow.
Very, very strongly about that. If any of them, the managers of the airports, could go to see in which conditions they created for the smokers.
I know.
It's pathetic.
And only the ones where they've got sort of covered areas on balconies do you actually have a respectable chance of getting some clean air. Moving on, travel retail, as you know, is really something approaching a global village. Just how can you fast track acceptance within the travel retail community? And what can you do, although you've actually touched on it earlier, to generate consumer acceptance? What are you doing outside the gondolas?
As usually, if we talk about consumer education, obviously that involves information, and the best information and most trustworthy information is the human being communication.
Word of mouth.
The simple snippets of information could be delivered through the digital means, telephones, tablets, screens, and so on. But at the same time, human being explaining in depth the category, the science behind, I think it's a most credible source. And in all key locations, we have our staff working on the floor, and it is highly trained field staff with very strong knowledge about the category, about the scientific background of the products, and their objective is to educate consumers.
But I think a lot of people don't actually fully appreciate or understand the science behind the new products. I mean, Philip Morris has a quite unique facility in the Cube. It's epicenter of scientific research. How will its extraordinary facilities there enhance the Swedish Match product?
Since middle of 2000, Philip Morris opened the Research and Development Center in Neuchâtel, which cost more than $100 million. And we have hundreds of scientists working in that location, working on development of the better products. And similarly, in Stockholm, Swedish Match has their own R&D center. And obviously now, since the companies join forces together, there is very close collaboration and exchange of scientific ideas. So this is a huge opportunity for the industry and also for the both companies to develop better products, joining the scientific knowledge accumulated in both centers.
I want to move on to looking at the business structure. Can you broadly outline to the trade what the new structure is going to be and what they should actually expect from the new Philip Morris Swedish Match venture?
I expect that this integration between Swedish Match and Philip Morris will be seamless from our customer perspective. And our objective is to have one face to every customer. And that's each representative from Philip Morris combined with Swedish Match can talk about every category that company can offer.
Now, one final question, Edvinas. If there are 3 things that you want to say to the industry right now, what would they be?
First of all, I would like to congratulate the industry after recovery post-COVID. So these were really horrible years, and we all survived. We all went through. I think that COVID made us together stronger. And at the same time, since the business essentially is back where it was prior to the COVID, I would like to say that, first of all, thank you to all our partners, which helped to go through the tough times and then recover, but also to use that opportunity of last several years to rethink how do we do business. I think that we, as an integral part of the ecosystem, integral part of the travel ecosystem, we have to think about consumer. We have to be fully consumer-centric, and we have all together to think how to cater needs of the travelers, creating value for them. Within ecosystem, there are a lot of contradictions, competition, but as long we compete and we try to create value, each of us independently, we are not doing the best job. So our objective would be to serve every customer in the best possible way. And to do that, we can do only joining our forces, thinking about consumer from one single perspective, what value we create to them. And to do that, we need to be much more open to each other, meaning that we probably have to share insights about our customers and consumers.
It's data sharing. It's still data sharing.
We need to share that. We need to work together, creating better products. So I see and I wish to the industry, work together, join forces, share the data, share the insights, and join forces creating better propositions in terms of physical goods, but also in terms of the services what we can offer to our consumers.
Edvinas, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.